Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan and I'm the founder of Driving Academy, and today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of our Driving Academy story, how we started, how we got here, and with the hopes of maybe convincing you to open up your very own Driving Academy one day and seeing if it's even good fit for you. So let's get started. A lot of people kind of ask me, why was Driving Academy even created? What was the main goal? Why did I want to open up a truck driving school in general? So it kind of starts off with my whole business career. I was always, from the very beginning, I always knew that I wanted to have my own business. I didn't really know what type of business it would be, but I wanted to really get some information out there, right? So most people don't think about growing up and being a truck driving school owner, and that definitely was not one of my goals at all. I just wanted to be a business owner. So that being said, going through college, I owned a few different restaurants as well, learned a whole lot of stuff there, and I failed miserably. They always say your failures turn into your lessons, right? So you either learn or you succeed. You never truly fail. So that being said, I learned a lot in that whole pursuit, in that 5 years of being in the restaurant industry, where I actually owned up myself up to 3 different restaurants, and I was managing a total of 15 total restaurants while being a full-time student in college, while being a full-time Division I athlete, all at the same time. So needless to say, I learned a whole bunch of stuff. That being said, during that process, my parents actually had owned a truck driving school for about 20 years at this point. So at that point, I was down to one restaurant myself. I fired the manager. I was kind of running that on my own. So I decided to ask my dad, hey, do you need any help? Can I help you out? Can I learn the business? And his first answer is no. Don't worry about it. Focus on your business. A few weeks later, I go up to him again and I ask him, hey, any way I can help you out and learn the business? He goes, no, focus on your business. Third time, I didn't ask. So I was getting bored with my business anyway. It was kind of running on its own. So I said, okay, let me go in there and just learn and see if I can help out in any way. So at this point, I started learning the business. I showed up at 7:30 in the morning one day and I just never stopped showing up. And I started seeing, hey, maybe we can make this change or maybe we can make that change. So then all of a sudden, I came up to my dad and said, hey, maybe we should make this change. It's going to cost X amount of dollars. He goes, no, what we've been doing is fine. We're not going to make any changes. I said, okay, no problem. I took money out of my pocket behind his back and I started making a few changes in the operation, in the sales process, a little bit in the marketing, even in the training process, and all of a sudden things started getting better. So at this point in my life, I was actually running 2 businesses. I was running my restaurant that I had, and then I wound up running the entire truck driving school business. We wound up doubling in size every year for about 3 years. So things were going extremely well, and we did all this without spending any extra money on advertising. So just through changing the operations of the business itself. This I kind of learned a lot of the lessons that I learned from the restaurant side, and I kind of put it into the truck driving school side. Plus, I'm always educating myself and getting myself better in just overall business. So I improved the processes itself, and things were all running smoothly. Things were great, as I thought. So all of a sudden, 2.5 years in, my dad comes up to me and says, hey, there's a potential lawsuit coming up. I'm thinking about just shutting down the whole business. Now at this point, I'm not making any money from the actual driving school. I'm just doing it purely to help out, right? But I've been investing almost like 7 days a week, 14, 15, 16-hour days every single day in this project. And all of a sudden, we did all this progress, and now you're just going to shut everything down? Good thing I have no hair, because if I did, I would rip it all out, right? So that being said, how it worked after that was we came to the agreement that said, hey, I'm just going to shut everything down, and then you open up your own truck driving school, and then we'll transfer all the contracts that you worked so hard to get in this school into your school. I said, okay, that's a fair thing. So what I wound up doing was I actually wound up shutting down the restaurant here, a restaurant that I had, and I converted it into the actual truck driving school that we have today, which is our original location here in Linden, New Jersey. And at that point, I was a one-man show again. I started from scratch. Nobody knew my name. Driving Academy was just born. And now I had to start working it and start growing it. So for the first 6 months, I was a one-man show because I thought, hey, the other school was shut down, so I just bring all the instructors over to my school and we'll take it from there. 6 months into it, my dad's school did not shut down, which means now I said, okay, no problem. Now it's time for me to start growing it. So now we've been in this kind of game for about 5 years. We've doubled in size every single year from zero, from nobody knowing us at all, to now we've actually had students from pretty much everywhere in the country. Students have flown all the way in from Alaska, from Texas, from California, from all over the states, even Hawaii. People have flown all the way to Jersey just because of the way that we have kind of promoted ourselves in the best, now that we're the best driving school in the entire country, and I firmly believe that. Now we're about 5.5 years in, and my dad still didn't shut down the school. So technically we're competitors. There's no bad blood. Don't worry about that. We still love each other greatly. But the main thing is that we're probably doing almost 5 times the amount of volume that he is. And in the short amount of time, we're in a very competitive market, and we're actually able to grow faster than anybody else. And we're probably the newest name out there. So in this process of starting this thing, I kind of saw this huge opportunity of saying, hey, no one's really taken over this whole country yet. There's no McDonald's of truck driving schools, so why not make the process to be it? So as I was going through this process, I really understood, hey, there's really no one controlling this entire industry. There's no McDonald's of truck driving schools. So in this process itself, I said, why not create a true business, not a mom and pop operation, where we put processes and people in place so we can actually scale this thing and kind of get this thing going. Because as I was growing this, we kind of came up with a mission of helping 1 million people get on the road to freedom. A lot of people talk about 1 million and they think it's nothing, but when you actually start thinking about the numbers, to get 1 million people on the road to freedom, you can't just do it with one location. So the only way to kind of do that, and in the timeline that we see fit, is through expanding nationwide. And that's why we decided to franchise. So for these past 5 years, we've learned a whole lot of lessons, and we've doubled in size, and every time we double in size, we have to restructure the infrastructure. Every 6 months, our team is always moving and always grooving, and we're always improving the systems in place, and we don't see that stopping anytime soon, because the more scale that you have in a business, the more the infrastructure has to change. So now, before we actually did start the franchise and go nationwide, we wanted to make sure we had a solid business plan and a solid process that can actually expand into be in a true business, which means if the owner comes in, they can put a team in place to run the business, or they can choose to be an actual operator itself. Right now, we're at the point where I don't have to be in the day-to-day operations of this particular operation, and that makes me feel comfortable to actually go and expand it nationwide. So the cool thing about being a Driving Academy franchisee is that you help us on our mission of helping 1 million people get on the road to freedom. Plus, you don't have to go through all the headaches that I did for 5 years. Now, could you try to open up your own truck driving school? You definitely could, but it's just going to take you a lot longer to get to the progress that we are in now. And I already told you that we have national recognition. A lot of people from all over the country already know our brand and trust us simply because of our YouTube channel. And our YouTube channel has currently over 80,000 subscribers, and it's growing every single day. So it's a great asset to have when it comes to the marketing. Plus, we'll help you out with all the processes and procedures. Pretty much we have the playbooks, you just have to run the plays. So I'm telling you this story to kind of give you kind of like the background of our origin story and where we're at today, and the story is not done. Our first target is to get to 50 locations. We actually just started franchising a few months back, and we already have 2 locations. We have one who just signed up, who's in the process of opening now in Maryland, and we have another location in South Jersey who actually are fully open, and they have been seeing tremendous growth just by following our process. So if you want to join the team, and if you're interested in learning more, all you got to do is fill out the form on this page, and then we can definitely help you out, or click on any of the links that you see on this video, and it'll guide you in the right direction. Now, not everybody can actually be a franchisee. So in order to actually be a franchisee and achieve the success that we see possible, you have to fit our mold, because we're super selective on who we let into our brand itself, right? Because just think about it. If we did sign you up as a franchisee, and now you're part of our brand, your partnership with us, and anybody else we bring in, you want to make sure that we're super selective on those people, because we want to grow the brand in a positive way. I'm sure you've heard the saying, it only takes one bad worm or one bad apple to ruin everything, right? Same thing when it comes to franchises. So that being said, we're looking for somebody who could be coachable, somebody who's naturally positive in their mindset of thinking, and somebody who's financially able to actually open one of these things up. To open up a driving school from scratch, that means if you don't have the land, don't have any of the trucks or anything like that, you're going to want anywhere from, it's going to cost anywhere from $250,000 all the way to $450,000, depending on how big or how small you want to start off with. The minimum requirements of things that you're going to need is stuff like an acre of land, so we can actually do the training yard on there. You want a minimum of around 1,500 square feet of office space, a minimum of 3 different vehicles, so you're going to need a bus and 2 tractor trailers at the minimum, and a simulator as well. So this is one of our simulators that we have, and that's one thing that keeps us different. All of our schools are going to operate the same exact way, And because we believe we're the best, but the cool thing is now we're not the only ones who are saying it. So there's actually an organization called the World's Greatest. And what they do is they go to the different industries and try to figure out who's actually the best in that industry. And a few months back, they actually wanted to do something on the truck driving school industry. So they invited us to apply, and then they wound up saying, okay, apply. We'll do some investigation on you. So we wound up applying with a couple hundred other schools, and after I think it was about a 2-month application process and them going through the reviews and backgrounds and everything like that of the business itself, they wound up picking us as the best, technically the world's greatest truck driving school. We've only been calling ourselves the country's greatest truck driving school, but now we can kindly give us the title of the world's greatest. They actually wound up putting us on their own TV show, which is the world's greatest. It shows on the Bloomberg Network, national TV, which is super cool, and our team was super happy the fact that all of our hard work is actually now paying off. So if you want to be part of the best truck driving school and the world's greatest truck driving school that this world has ever seen, and you want to be part of this process of growing, it's going to be a super cool business to be in simply for a few different reasons. One, transportation industry is hot. You're going to be supplying a need that is tremendous, which is that there's a huge truck driver shortage in this country, right? So imagine being the people who actually can create truck drivers and help fulfill this shortage. It can be a very profitable business, as the education can be, as long as it's done right? And it's a really cool business to change people's lives. So every time you get a new customer, you're actually changing somebody's life for the future. So as long as you follow our process and make sure that you're a positive person, you are coachable, and you're financially able to, then I invite you to fill out the form and let's just apply. Let's have a conversation, either with me or one of our franchise team members here, and we'll see if we're a good fit. I hope that you kind of understood where we started and now where we are and where we're going to be going. Our first target is 50 locations, but once we blow through that target very soon, we're going to keep growing super fast because we want to help 1 million people get on the road to freedom. What's more free than helping people get themselves a license that's going to help them make more money and change their lives forever? And why not make some money while you're doing it at the same time? So one more time, if you are interested, you can give our team a call at 888-525-3609, or just simply fill out the form anywhere on this page or click on the link, and then we'll definitely be giving you a call back, and that's probably the fastest way to kind of get a hold of us. Thank you, and have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.